play a bunch of New York Times games. But first we need to start with our dad joke of the day, and on Sundays, because my calendar doesn't have a Sunday dad joke, I asked my members for jokes. There were some really good ones, but I picked the most upvoted one from Mortar Shell, who's also a super supporter. So my wife asked me earlier if I had seen the dog bowl. I said, no, I didn't even know he knew how. I feel like this one works better written because, you know, the emphasis would be different. Have you seen the dog bowl? Have you seen the dog bowl? Anyway, it's funny. And there is one also that was highly upvoted, but I'm going to save it for next week. So anyway, look forward to that. Anyway, let's start with connections. You know what? There's another thing I want to talk about. I did put a poll up on my community as a community post, and I think I probably did it wrong because what the poll was is if I remove Strands, what would I replace it with? And it had an option of 3 of the New York Times games that I don't play, which are, see if I can remember what they are. There's Tiles, there's Letterboxed, and then there's the one where you find words from letters. What's it called? It's got the pangram or whatever. Anyway, there's those 3. And then I said rotating bonus game. And then it only allows you to do 4 options for some reason. A rotating bonus game would be a non-New York Times game, similar to how I've kind of not been, I definitely have not been doing my daily games video very often because it kind of just haven't had time for it. And so I thought maybe I could just incorporate one of those games every day as a bonus game, rotating through them for this video to replace Strands. The idea is I don't want to be adding more games unless I'm removing another game, which I know there's going to be a large group of people who enjoy a specific game. And if I remove it, I'm going to get, it's unfortunate. But I can't just keep adding games, not unless this was a full-time job, which it is not. Anyway, I am rambling at this point, but YouTube only allows me to put 4 options in a poll. And the 5th option would have been keep Strands. Now, so what I did is I had a pinned comment that said, upvote this if you want to keep Strands. But it ended up being that the 2 dominant results are either keep Strands, which there were a lot of comments saying, please keep Strands. And the other option would be the rotating bonus game. So I am going to post another community poll that's going to go live exactly when this video goes live. So please look for that community poll and choose between Strands or replacing with a rotating game. And I think it's going to be a pretty even result. It may not be 50-50, but there's going to be a large number of people who want Strands. There's going to be a large number of people who want it replaced. So at that point, I'm not sure what to do, but we'll talk about it in the future after that poll's had some time to happen. And it'll just be those 2 choices. So maybe the people who want one of the other New York Times games would prefer Strands over the rotating bonus game. So we'll see. Anyway, feel free to leave comments also with your thoughts on that. But I think definitely go to the poll and also vote there. I'll link to it in the description as well. Cool. All right. I know that's a really long intro, but I do have chapters, so you can hopefully skip the connection if you don't care. Anyway, let's start with connections. We're finding 4 groups of 4. I haven't actually looked at the words yet. I have them up, but I haven't looked at them. So we've got smart, airplane, back, pocket, grab, buttons, stop, fly. I'm seeing like pocket and fly are parts of a pant, right? Pants have pockets and flies. Anyway, ferry, entrance, black, rivet, Mac. Interesting, Mac. Huh. Wrist, absorb, hospital. I'm not sure what Mac is. Spelled that way. Should I know? It's like a name, right? Like Mackenzie might be shortened to Mac, but I'm not even sure about that. All right, well, let's try to be smart about this. So if it was pocket and fly, I'm not seeing like what other parts of buttons. Like pants do have buttons. I'm not sure this is it though. Okay, I don't think that's it. What would smart? So smart has several definitions, which means this may not be the best one to focus on. But like obviously it can mean intelligent. It can mean like, hey, that smarts, like it hurts. There's Get Smart, the TV show. I'm sure there's other definitions I'm not thinking of. Airplane, fly. I don't think we're putting fly with airplane. That doesn't make sense. I mean, they're related things, but I don't see how they'd be connected. Like the way connections connects words. Wrist, part of the body, the wrist. I don't know if wrist would mean anything else. Okay. Back has too many meanings. Let's look for something that just doesn't have that many meanings. Unfortunately, a lot of these do. Ferry, maybe? Ferry doesn't have. I mean, ferry has a homophone. The boat, Ferry. What else would fairy be? Like the little pixie thing, right? But I mean, that's obvious. But fairy dust? Are we doing blink dust? Like fairy dust is from Peter Pan? I'm sure it's not just from Peter Pan, though. Wrist dust. Just gotta get some dust off my wrist. Absorb dust. I don't think it's blink dust. Entrance. Hospital. Entrance feels like a sign, right? Like things you'd see on a sign, like a stop sign, an entrance sign. What else are like really common words that might be on a sign? Hospital is like there are those blue hospital signs on the road that point you towards the hospital. I mean, of course they do. Back sign, airplane sign. Airplanes. It would be an airport, not airplane. But there are airport signs. I don't know. This doesn't feel like it's it. I also don't see another one. Huh. Stop. Hammer time. Absorb? I feel like stop and absorb could, I don't know, are they similar things? Like prevent? I don't know. It feels like a stretch, doesn't it? Rivet. Maybe fasteners, a rivet and a button. But buttons is plural and rivet is not. So I don't think that's right. Still don't know what Mac is doing here. I'm pretty sure there's Mac trucks, but I'm pretty sure it's not spelled M-A-C-K. For some reason, my brain's saying that's like M-A-C. I don't know. Is it Blink Truck, though? Mac truck? I don't think there's other trucks anyway, so I don't think we need to worry about that. What haven't I looked at? Absorb hospital? Thought it might be a sign. I'm completely lost. I can't find anything. Black. Haven't looked at black yet. It's a color. Is it a fill in the blank with black? Or we've got back and black. Back and black. Black, what's that show? Black Mirror on Netflix. Blank mirror. Pocket mirror. Wrist mirror. No. Definitely pocket mirror and black mirror are things. A smart mirror? Can you get a smart mirror in your bathroom now? Like it's connected to your Wi-Fi for some reason? Because everything needs to now. Even so, I wouldn't be seeing a fourth one. Darn. It seemed like the most likely so far, but maybe not. Black can just be in so many different phrases. I'm not sure I can focus on black for a phrase. Back in Blink. Thinking of Weird Al's parody. The pretty fly for a rabbi. That's a great one. I don't know. Fly and bucket buttons and pocket. Again, makes me think of pants. But I don't think that's it. Grab, like grab bag, blank bag. Fairy dust. I can only think of fill in the blanks here. Why can't I find anything? Buttons. Buttons don't have to be fasteners. They could be buttons like on a controller. Buttons on a keyboard or a mouse. You know, buttons are all over the place. Push buttons, right? But like even so, I'm just how long has it been? 10 minutes. Well, I mean 10 minutes, but I did have a long intro, but still. Completely lost. I don't even know what to try. I haven't found like even a possible category. Smartphone. You know, airplane is a phone mode. I don't know if we have other phone modes here. I think we've had that before. Smartphone. Black phone. My phone is black. It's a black phone. Hospital phone. The phone you use when you're at the hospital. No. Pocket phone. Pocket monsters. Pokemon. Fairy dust. The only thing I can think of with fairy is fairy dust. I'm seeing grab, stop, and absorb, and it feels like a loose connection here, but I feel like if you're preventing something, you can, or you're halting something, you can stop it, you can grab it, you can like absorb a blow. right? But what would be the fourth one? I saw absorb and stop earlier. I didn't think about grab at that time. So I'm wondering if there's another one I didn't think about. I don't think back would be it. It's got to be a verb. No, I don't think Mac. Maybe if I knew what Mac meant, that would help. The fact that I don't know what Mac means it's either part of a phrase or it's wordplay, but a 4-letter wordplay. What are we doing here? Are we doing starts with state abbreviations again? MA for Massachusetts? I don't think so. Mac and cheese, but there's a K for some reason. Mac, back, and black all rhyme. There's not a fourth one, but I wouldn't try that anyway, probably. Not at this point. Well, at this point, I'd probably try anything. I don't know. Am I going to lose today just because I can't get into this puzzle? Flies and the insect, maybe? Things that fly, flies and fairies? Things with wings. Flies and fairies have wings. I mean, maybe there's a conceptual wing that I need to think about. Like wings of a building. Hospitals have wings. Okay, fairies have wings, flies have wings, hospitals have wings. Is there something else with wings, even if it's conceptual? Wrist, Mac. I don't know what Mac is. Grab, smart. Airplanes have wings, of course. These are things with wings. Phew. That's green. Holy moly. Okay, that got rid of my sign idea. Not that it was a very good idea in the first place. Smart watch. There's a lot of smart devices out there. Pocket watch. Stopwatch. Okay, it is watch. Wristwatch. There we go. Words that modify watch. So that could have been a fill in the blank, but if it was fill in the blank, it would have to be purple. So I think Mac is going to be with purple. We have yellow left still. Okay, my absorb idea with stop is gone. Black, buttons, rivet. My pants idea is gone. I didn't like those ideas anyway. Entrance. Are you making an entrance? Or is it the entrance to a building? Entrance? It's entrance and rivet. It's riveting, it's entrancing, right? You're entrancing them, you're riveting, you're grabbing their attention. And I think you're absorbing. Absorb is a bit weird, but I think that's the only one that makes sense. Okay, captivate. Wow. Absorb for captivate. Yeah, like I'm absorbed in my work, for example, would be a way to put that. Mac back, black, and buttons. What the heck? I don't know if I'm going to get this one. Buttons being plural is so strange. It's got to be a fill in the blank, right? Or is I don't see how it would be wordplay because we have back and black. What would be the wordplay for that? It's definitely not starting with state abbreviations. Not starting with parts of the body. We've got butt, but nothing else. Yeah, I have no idea what purple is. Purple's just happening. Purple be purple in today. Words repeated in Miss Mary Mac. What is Miss Mary Mac all dressed in black with silver buttons on her back. I think that's how it goes. Okay. It has been probably 30 years plus since I've heard that song. All right. Cool. Yeah, wasn't going to get that. Now that I know what it is, I was able to recall it, but yeah. Cool. Isn't that a jump rope song? I used to jump rope when I was in elementary school. During recess, just every day during recess, I would jump rope. Anyway, that was fun. I managed to get a perfect, but it took me a really long time. So I never know how to grade that. Like, do they make the time requirement part of the difficulty? Would you make the time requirement part of the difficulty? I think I will. I think I'm going to give it a 3.5 just because of how long it took me, and also this Mary Mac song. All right, they give it a 3 straight up. Let's see. Check the bot. All right, we got almost a million games. I'm playing this pretty late. We got 892,000 games in. 40% solve rate is very low, and we've got a vertical line here. These are very low percentages. Yeah, so most people are just failing horribly. I'm expecting a very large percentage of people with nothing. Got 1 in 103 uniqueness. So first, and someone says, it's right here. Data shows the categories found first by players who won, ignoring initial mistakes. So this is of people who won. They got blue first is the most common for watches. Okay, I think that makes some sense. Things with wings is what I did. I mean, interesting that Mary Mac 5% found that one. Maybe if you think about Miss Mary Mac, because what else would Mac be? I just didn't think of it. Same thing here, kind of pretty even. This is also of people who won though, so you got to take that into account. So ever, I never look at third and fourth because like it just depends on which one you decide to lock in. Wow, the most blue, only blue is going to be very common. Data shows the share of all players who found each category. Yeah, so let's take a look. 27. This is what I expected basically. 27% got nothing. 15% got only blue, and then there's some spattering of percentages who got other random ones. But holy moly, blue first, definitely the most common. Interesting. I'm the third most common order though. Wow. I'm the third most common order, and if we go back, I was 1 in 103 for the third most common order. All right, so pocket buttons fly rivet. So found on jeans. If I had thought of rivet on jeans, I probably would have tried that, but they built the puzzle around it. So there we go. 41% of players tried that. Airplane, fly, ferry, and Mac. So what has wings? They didn't think of hospital wings, right? So they're like, well, maybe Mac has wings. I don't know what Mac is, but maybe it's got wings. That's what I'm thinking people thought. Unless Mac is a thing with wings, but I don't know. Grab, rivet, absorb. Just trying to figure out what goes with that. I guess what goes with yellow. Just huge percentages of people putting random stuff in with grab, rivet, and absorb. What actually went with it? I don't remember. Entrant. Yeah. Because if you're reading it as entrance instead of entrance, you have no shot at yellow. And for a very, very long time, I was thinking of it as entrance, not entrance. That's nasty. Yeah, 37% of players just said pants things. Makes sense to me. I thought of that, but I didn't think of rivets because I don't wear jeans, so I didn't think about that. All right, well, how'd you do? Let's do the mini crossword. Hopefully it's nicer to me. Women's World Cup team that had a rivalry with the US during the 2010s. I have no idea. Napoleon punishment during the 1810s. Twice. Oh, he was, Napoleon was, you're not allowed here anymore. What's it called? I can't think of the word. My poor brain. All right. Component of muscle tissue. Strands? Wreck beyond repair. So insurance companies will total your car, right? So is that total? Or they just give you the total value? All right, like the air at a hookah lounge. Ugh. Not something I would like. Let's see. Joking remarks. Maybe smoky? Is smoky that seems reasonable with the downs. We'll see if it works. Joking remarks. Joking remarks. Statement of truth. Tautology. Kind of bean used in refried beans. Pinto beans are used in refried beans. I don't know what I'm doing. Spring blank. Start dripping. What? Start dripping? Spring kayak. Maybe it's not smoky? I don't know. Pinto was right. Afresh. Newly? Does that even work? Newly? Afresh? Women's... Maybe it was Japan. Napoleon's punishment. Why can't I think of this word? All right, this starts with J. What is that? Joking remarks. Jests? Maybe it's not the word I'm trying to think of. Napoleon's punishment. What's this one? Component of muscle. Sinew? Statement of truth. An axiom. Spring... Oh, spring break? Start dripping. Spring a leak. Exile. Even with 4 letters, I couldn't think of exile. Yes, exile is the word I was trying to think of this entire time. Whether you believe me or not. My goodness. All right. Well, I mean, it was only 2 minutes considering how poorly I did. 2 minutes is not bad for how poorly I did. If I had thought of exile, I think the rest would have fell into place a lot more easily. But I got through it. How'd you do? Let's do strands. Today's theme is in stitches. So in stitches usually means you're laughing, but probably what they mean is like, I don't know, did you get stitches because you got a wound, or are we stitching like what would be like, you know, are we crocheting? Oh, actually, I might see crochet. How would I? Do I know? Oh, maybe crochet spelled like that. Yeah, it is. Okay, so these are like types of, I don't know, sewing. Do I know enough words for sewing? Types of sewing? Probably not. But I mean, I've probably been exposed to all of them, but recalling them is a lot harder. All right. Well, let's look around for more. I like looking at the edge of a word I just got. HPEN. Peen. I'm not seeing anything great, but this is an interesting area. Like this whole area has no vowels at all. Patch. Can I do patch? All right, we're patching, we're crocheting. Now we have this area here. Oops, I didn't mean to double to click that. Mnolidine. Does this needle? Needle, is this our spanogram? Needlework, probably. Yeah, needlework. There we go. All right. And then we've got darn and mend. Okay, this isn't so bad. Broid. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find words, I think. That is the game, isn't it? What I mean is, a lot of times I'll think of a word that could be in the category and then I'll look for it. Or are we basting? I don't think basting has anything to do with needlework. Let's hold off on that. What else do we do? Is sew not here? I guess not. Crochet, patch, mend, darn. Darning is for socks. Tinker? I don't know. Like there's baste and tinker. That'd be kind of funny because they work together. Oh wait, it is baste is a thing. Okay. Should have tried it. I tried tinker. 2 more words. I feel like something's on the tip of my tongue with like these letters here. I don't know what it is. What can I do with like, inker? Tinker, inker. Should I look around? I don't know if this is helpful. Maybe not. I mean, this INK ending feels important. What's this B? Are we starting with BR maybe? Bro, it would have to be BRO. And we need to Brodite me. Shoot. What's the M doing? Oh, embroidery. That's what it is. Embroidery and knit. I tried tink, but not knit, which is knit backwards. All right. Okay. Well, today was interesting. I need to give myself a little time to recover. But nope, going straight to Wordle, which you will be able to watch if you just click in the middle of the video during the end credits. And if you enjoyed this somehow, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.